Hello, hello. Welcome anyone that's here to the stream. Before we start, quick PSA. My upstairs neighbour is having some building works done, which is very inconvenient because I only stream for an hour a day about this time, and it is very loud in here, so pardon me. Not sure if you can hear it. If you can, apologies. We will battle through regardless. There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can hear that. Anyway, we are carrying on where we have left off over the past few days, which is Elden Ring Speedrun boss practice. We are practicing the strats, practicing the scripts to put together, in the long run, a speedrun of Elden Ring under 1 hour. Yesterday's stream was not a good one. We had one of those days where nothing was going to plan. My skill level was not at its best. But today is another day. We are going to start where we finished yesterday, which was on gold free. And let's get into it. Hopefully, emotionally today will be a bit more stable. We're hoping to get to a point soon. Well, that's already not working, so give me one. There we go. We're hoping to get to a point soon where we can actually start doing some runs. That would be nice. But we're not quite there yet. Quick one as well. I have been working on trying to come up with a way of... I stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, right? And I can't figure out a way of having the chats merged into an overlay. Yeah, sorry. It's actually going well and I got a bit confused. Wow. Look at that. This is why I should have deaths on, you know. So I've got death off, like I can't die. It's a cheat engine and that's just to speed up the practice, because if you die, you've got to wait for the loading screen before you can reload the save files. Try the fight again. So, but I am going to turn that off because that would have been some great comedy bathos with my pride getting hit with an instant death there. But because I didn't die, the content's not as funny, and we're all about the content, aren't we? So, anyway, what I was trying to say was, I'm trying to, because I stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, I've got a widget in my OBS where I can see both chats merged together, so hopefully I can respond to people on both platforms. But I currently can't find a way to actually overlay that in the stream itself. So obviously anybody watching on Twitch can see the Twitch chat on their Twitch, but they won't be able to see the YouTube chat. So it might look like I am replying to nonsense. Similarly on the VOD, if anyone watches the VOD later, on both platforms it'll look like I'm replying to nonsense. So it's not ideal, but we are new to this. We are still learning. If anyone has any tips, I'm always open to feedback. It's the only way we're going to get better. And God knows we need to get better. 1, 2. I'm torn because obviously this is the death animation I was talking about, so I've got to wait for this stake. Well, in this particular case, hello. In this particular case, I can just go straight back into the fight, but for example, if it's a fight where I need a grease, I might need to reload the save file. Anyway, I'm torn because I only have an hour of practice, so this slows that down. But at the same time, if we're not making content out of it, then are we even gaming? Do you know what I mean? That is the dilemma. Okay. One. We're gonna turn it back on, guys. We're gonna turn the cheat engine back on. Because maybe yesterday wasn't a anomaly, maybe I'm just shit at gaming. And maybe both of those things are true. But anyway. See, I've only got one magic grease left. This is not even a tough one, so that's the... One. Two. Three. When he does the opening move where he throws his little axe, that is technically good RNG because I can speed up the fight. But I hate fighting him in that little bit at that little tight corner at the bottom. It's just so tight and congested up there. Oops. Also, gang, I say this every day, but if there are issues with the audio or the visuals, please tell me, because I don't know unless you tell me. Right. One. Two. Three. Four. I think I'm actually dead, so let's just quit. So yeah, this strat, for anyone who's interested in any of the geeks in the room, or, well, it's Twitch, isn't it? So anyone in the room. If he does that opening move and you get the full weapon skill off at the beginning, like I did then, then you then need 4 R1s. If he doesn't do that, then you need 6 R1s. So, okay, so he's done that. Full skill. Now you need 4 R1s. 1. 2. 3. 4, and that then staggers him. Then you do a skill riposte, and then that should leave this to finish. Apparently not. Apparently not. So that's the script, but obviously something went wrong there. Maybe it's... I mean, I'm just not getting the damage. Wonder... What's my weapon? +5. Interesting. Interessante. So the reason you count 4 is not for damage, it's supposed to be for poise, so you get the stagger. Damage should be a given. So I'll try with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's 5 then. Seems like it's 5. Cool. Right, now we're moving on to Morgott. So So, Morgott is one of the 3 hard stops of the run. So for me anyway, it's one of the 3 hardest. And not only is it hard, but it's a hard stop. And what I mean by that is the strat needs a blood grease. The script. And you have 1 blood grease to use, because at this point in the run, normally you would have 2 left. 1 for Morgott, 1 for Fire Giant. And that's why they're 2 of the hard stops. Because if you run out of blood grease, I've got 1 attempt, because if I die, I then don't have enough blood grease for the rest of the run. So, not only is it a 1 attempt kind of situation, obviously I could attempt it again without blood grease, but it's a hard boss at this level if you're not following the strat. I mean, that looked a lot easier than it is normally. Do you know what I really liked about that? Might just clip that. What I really liked about that was that wasn't the normal... I'm going to do that one more time. That wasn't the normal strat. I had to kind of improvise a bit there. And the reason I struggle with that boss is because I'm not very good at improvising, so... I'm very happy with that, actually. This is where I now get stuck for 20 minutes in it. That's actually really annoying because it went really well until the end there. The thing is, he has multiple openings, Morgott. That's one of the reasons he's hard, is that the opening, I think there's about 5 he can do, and obviously you need to learn all 5. And the thing is, he did the easiest one there on that second attempt. Same again. You know what, that's some decent more gottage, I would say. Now we're banging straight into the second. Well, actually, this one's probably actually the hardest. So this is definitely the most specific in terms of the strategy. The least margin for error, I would say. Just very different to Morgott, because Morgott is kind of more... It's testing your improvisation skills. is taking far too long. Yeah, so Morgott is all about improvisation and knowing, being able to recognise the movement patterns really quickly. Fire Giant is the same strat every single time. It's just super difficult to pull it off consistently. Don't like this opening. This is the thing about Fire Giant as well, if you don't get the strat, you have to deal with all this bollocks. And then you just die anyway. I feel like I really want to explain why it's difficult, but I'm conscious that I do that in every single stream, so... Not that I mean, I know there's no real repeat audience, but there definitely won't be if I start waffling about the same shit every single stream. But effectively, there's a hitbox that's very specific on his heal, and you can tell from the amount of damage I do. That means you've got the weak spot. If it's 1500, that's not the weak spot, and there's basically very little margin forever. So I've missed the weak spot twice there, which means I don't get the phase transition there, and that is because I missed it once, basically. Tech that. I will tech that. So we are doing a lot better. A lot better than we did in the last one. Yeah, sorry, a lot better than we did in the last stream. Last stream we had an absolute shocker. This one's gone a bit funny for me lately. So basically, there is a one cycle that I have not been able to... So yeah, there's a one cycle on these that I've not been able to recreate for a long time. I'll talk you through it as I do it. So we go full skill. Second full skill. Riposte. Third full skill. Refill the mana. Change to the daggers. Running R1. Full skill. Chargy. Riposte. Throw a dagger. Full skill. I mean, just set one skill. You see the health bar. So if you get the dagger, the throwing dagger, that should be a 1 cycle. But if you don't, you end up with a couple of HP. So you lose about 20 seconds. But I don't know if I got the dagger or not at that time, but I definitely got it yesterday. And it still wasn't a 1 cycle, so go figure. This guy gave me some problems yesterday as well. So it's more the Malekith phase. Weird. Weird. Practice makes perfect, I guess. Because yesterday that was not that smooth. Keep getting scared. Keep hearing the builders' noises from above and thinking that someone's in my house.
To stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. It's a sad state of affairs. Commend your spirit, but alas.
I commend my spirits.
There's high hopes for us, but we continue to struggle. I know. There is fire.
My mate Gids is one that you either get him or you don't. And that time,
A lord,
I got him.
not even you. A man cannot kill.
So, what we got? This bad boy. Now let's see, because yesterday, famous last words, yesterday, I got this one first time. Which probably means, well, I'll let you figure out what it probably means. That's not good. Yeah. No prize money for that one because the odds were too low. That's a good example actually about why speedrunning is difficult and frustrating. So literally I backstabbed instead of riposted the normal way, and that's it. Dead. That one was because I was shit at Elden Ring, actually. We also started a little series yesterday which effectively was called Lovingly. I explain what I do wrong every time I inevitably die. So, to debrief, I missed him with the weapon skill, and that's the end of that run. A lot of these fights, it's basically like all about balancing damage and poise build up. I know I'm dead, I kind of want to practice because it's been very bad at the minute. Bloody hell. Yeah, mad in it that this is the one. After yesterday was so shit in so many fights, and this one was fine. That was a bit too close for comfort, wasn't it? This one's a bastard as well, and what stressed me out, I've never made it to the end of a run before, ever. Every run has died early. But I've just got visions of getting all the way here. And then dying to him. Or them. Wow. That is the first time I have done that first time. Woo! Come on. I'll take that. Come on. Gang, this feels like gaming. How funny, right? Yesterday there was like 4 people. I know, a whopping 4 people in the stream. And they watched me probably perform the worst I've ever done. I was getting very frustrated though. Maybe they were enjoying watching me suffer. There was people in the chat, mainly scammers trying to get me into Discords, but still there was people in the chat. Today I'm on fire, and we got no one. I wonder if anyone is actually watching. If there is, please don't be afraid to say hello. Oh, it says Twitch says there is someone. So hello, person on Twitch, and YouTube. There's no one. But hello, person on Twitch, and yeah, don't be afraid to say hello. It's just me and you in here, so we might as well talk to each other. Right, let's go back to the very beginning. Just look at that. I've got another half an hour-ish left of the stream, maybe 25 minutes. We'll see. So where did we start from? Gold-free. So if we can get back to gold-free, that means we've cycled every single boss. I've never managed to do that. I don't want to tempt fate, but I've never managed to do that in an hour-long stream. And how about if we do that, chat, or random one person on Twitch? We'll start tomorrow with actual runs. How's about that? Is he not dead? He is dead. Come on. Look at that. First time. I'm clipping all of this, you know, because I'm on fire for the content. Now, one thing I will say is I definitely have a absolutely horrendous concentration face that I wasn't aware of until I started streaming and watching my VODs back. And, you know, I think I'm dynamically smashing these bosses. And really, I'm like, you know, I know that that's not the most attractive face in the world, so I'm hoping just by pure exposure to watching that back and feeling uncomfortable with it, that I'll stop doing it. But anyway, maybe I'll just make it a feature. So, on this is Darrowil, so this is the fight we would do to get the Bloodhound's Fang. Used to use the full strat here is to use a blood grease here. But because they're a limited resource in the game, I made the call to stop using it on this fight. That was awful, but it obviously does speed up the fight. It massively speeds up the fight to use the blood grease, but it means I get one extra go at either Radahn, Morgott, or Fire Giant. And also there's a little bit of RNG because when you collect the materials to craft the blood grease, sometimes you get enough to craft 4, Sometimes I have seen it that you get enough to craft 5, but it's very rare. Which means... Oh, my finger slipped. Bollocks. That is frustrating because this section is both of those two fights together and my finger slipped. So we have to do both again, but it's fine. Sorry, what was saying. Yeah, so if you get 5 blood greases, that means I have 3 attempts or 2 extra attempts at any of those 3 bosses, which could mean the difference between getting the run or not getting the run. As it stands, I've basically got 2 goals. Is one, to get a run on the board. I would love to have a run on speedrun.com. And then obviously the second goal being to primary goal of completing it in under an hour. But I would need to be in the top sort of 30 runs of all time. So that's the perspective there, which is very, very unlikely. I could move on to a different From Software game because others are a lot easier to do quickly. But I don't want to give up at this point. I've put a hell of a lot of practice. That was better. Yeah, I've put a lot of practice to get to this point, so I'm not massively keen on starting it again. And also then I'll forget these strats. So the overall net best strategy is to do this. But we might be doing this. I was just about to say the turn of phrase I was going to use, like, we might still be doing this by Christmas. But I'd like to clarify, we will absolutely 100% still be doing this by Christmas. The turn of events that would have to happen for me to get this run before Christmas would be absolutely outrageous. So I need to end the stream at about... I need to end the stream at roughly 25 past, maybe half past. So... Oh, yeah, so I just realised I'm about to do a skip that I can't do because I've got the no death cheat engine on. So it would just, I'd jump off and never die. What was I saying? Yeah, I need to end the stream in about, what, 20 minutes, let's say. So, yeah, the goal is to see if I can get all the bosses, the remaining bosses, back up to gold free by then. Should be fine. Now, Radahn is a very tough boss for me. It's another one of them hard stops. It's very RNG heavy. What I will say is, getting it in a one cycle is very hard, at least for me. Getting him full stop is hard, but doable. That's where I am psychologically with Radahn. So if you get that opener, it's not a great start. This is the one you want. Right, that's gone horribly wrong. That has gone horribly wrong. From the very beginning. That was absolutely diabolical. I meant to jump off the horse like this to start that fight. And what I actually did was jump on the horse. That's not gonna help me. So yeah, I got you want the cross sword opener is the RNG that you want, but that is RNG specific. You can sort of bait it. There you go. Now he's in my fucking way, so he's gone out of the way, that's fine. So I thought we had the ones. Usually if I get the riposte, that's a one cycle. That's killed me, hasn't it? That's annoying. It's all going so well. Come on. So there's some of the things that can go wrong here are the opening RNG, and then one of the summons can block you, and that is very frustrating. So I have to get all these summons for the script that I know anyway, but then there's a very specific kind of pathing / movement pattern you have to do. Yeah, so you got the wrong opening now. Yeah. Oh, I can feel the blood boiling a little bit. That frustration's creeping in because we were doing so well and now the time's ticking away. It's so frustrating because that opening move is so RNG. And that is a not like when you're on an actual run and then RNG stops it. Oof. That's alright, kick in the pants. 1, 2, 3, turn, swap weapons, grease, change to the blue, 1 sprint, summon, 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 1 sprint, summon, smash, turn, drink the blue, clear the message, try and bait the attack. See, that time I didn't get the riposte, and that's why I felt like it was the one. I lost the one cycle, but I didn't get it last time, and I didn't get the one cycle anyway. So there we go. We got him. So what have we got to do now? Margit and Godric, and then that's it. Famous last words, but Margit shouldn't be a problem. Margit is the easiest in the whole run. There is one thing he can do. So basically he can jump at this point. But as long as I get that, it's done. And Godric was pissing me off actually yesterday as well. Well, and we then one cycle Godric. Boom. Well, that's good. That was pretty good. Let me try Godric one more time, and then do you know what? I'm going to actually spend the last 10 minutes of the stream, because I feel like going back into going round again is just tempting fate. But what I'll do instead is I'll stay on stream, because why not, if anyone wants to join and chat. Don't know why I did that, because it's just now led to this fucking frustration. I'll try and sort out this chat thing, and then what's that doing over there? I think that's pretty much done when he does this. Yeah. Sweet. Alright, so let me try and sort. I wonder if... do I have my mic set up on this one? I have the mic. And I don't have the music, I think. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly... Well, that was short-lived. Basically, what am I trying to say? As I mentioned before, I'm trying to do this widget, where I can get multi-chat from both Twitch and YouTube to overlay on my stream. So I kind of want it... this is hard, isn't it? Right, here. Like a lot of streamers have it there, right? So I have, like, if I do this, it's going to be a bit spoony, but over here, look, I have a multi-chat function. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. I'm getting myself very confused here. I'm not sure if you can see that at all. But anyway, long story short is I've got this multi-chat widget. I can see it, but I can't display it on stream. And I also use other tools that allow me to have notifications if I have a subscriber and so on and so forth. But in order to get those notifications, I need to stream through a certain platform. And that platform itself doesn't support a widget for multi-streaming natively. So I need to look at third party, and I can't find a third party piece of software that I can, that's plug and play basically, that is compatible. And another thing to mention is recently I was hacked massively, as in like all my information was put on the dark web. I've got a corporate job, I work full time, and the IT department of that corporate job informed me that all my data was on the dark web, and it turns out it was from something I downloaded as part of my streaming at home in my personal life that had compromised all my accounts. Anyway, blah 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 waffle. But basically now I am like super highly sensitive to download anything onto the system because of what happened. So basically I just don't think it's worth the risks. So if basically Microsoft Defender says we're not happy with this, I'm not going to run it. Because I don't know how to know if it's safe or not. And a lot of these kind of, they're self-made plugins for OBS for multi-chat, or self-made workarounds, and they're all on GitHub, which, you know, some of them are reputable, but it only takes one malicious piece of software, and then my whole account's going to be compromised. And when I got compromised last time, I had to literally change literally over 1,000 passwords. I'm not doing that again. So anyway, what we'll do, we'll end it there. I'll keep doing a bit more research because I don't think this is going to be very entertaining. Keep doing a bit more research as to how I can make that work. Obviously, I know people can see the chat when they're chatting, so it's not that big of a deal. But I feel like I want to get everything set up so that then once it's all set up, I can just stream and focus on having fun and trying to be entertaining for you guys. Anyway, thank you for anyone who's watching it live or anyone who's watching later. Hello from the future or hello from the past, whichever one of those makes sense. I will be in the future, but this will be in the past. So hello from the past, and future me is also saying hello. Okay, covered all my bases there. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Thank you as always for anyone who has taken the time out of their precious day to share it with me in whatever capacity. Truly will always appreciate it, whether it's one person or 100. I do this because I enjoy it. And hopefully I will see you in here again. Have an unbelievable rest of your day. And yeah, keep it going.